Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the STROMPCAST, episode 284. And we have got a very controversial episode with things happening in football, especially in Sporting's last game. But before we get into that, let me introduce you to my co-host. First, got Chris. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing all right. Obviously, that was a pretty fucked up game on Saturday. I'm glad we got the 3 points, but there was insane fallout. There's insane politics this season in the league. There always is, obviously. But this year there's crying like I've never seen, I feel like. And we'll get into this week's episodes of crying and comunicados and referee press conferences and everything.
Referee strikes even.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. We've got Danny joining us later on. He'll join. Unfortunately, Richard can't join today, but his link is there. My link is there, but most importantly, follow all things Alvalade on all social media and podcast platforms. Before we talk about Sporting, we are going to briefly touch on Portugal because it was a 2-0 loss, a surprising 2-0 loss, and a Ronaldo red card. And I will say that I didn't watch any of the game, so I don't know. I believe Chris said you watched the first half. But in general, embarrassing. Ronaldo getting sent off for a blatant elbow, a wind-up elbow. The ball isn't even near them, and just embarrassing. Chris, what do you think of this game?
I feel like it's interesting because it's for Ronaldo's first red with the national team.
Is it?
Maybe it's his first direct red, but I believe it's his first red.
Yeah, I don't remember him.
He is a man who, in recent years, has, I would say, feasted for the most part with the addition of the VAR. It's taken a few tight offsides calls off the board for him, but it has given him some pens for sure and kept some goals on the board and stuff like that. Why would he think that he could do that? Maybe he thought he could get away with it because it wasn't an elbow to the face, but like he is guilty as hell with the full wind up. Really, you could almost feel like his theatrics going off. You know that there's going to be insane media now. Portugal's in a kind of decisive game now. He's suspended. Will he be suspended for the group stage of the World Cup? What if they don't win and are in the playoff and then he's suspended in the playoff? What if Gonzalo Ramos starts and scores like 4 goals again against Armenia and they stormed through him and now it's like, oh, the whole thing again? Should Ronaldo start? I mean, it's almost too much just thinking about it, you know?
Yeah, and it seems like every time he does an interview with Piers Morgan, what follows is just absolute embarrassment. Whether it's his performance in the World Cup last time, I think he scored an own goal in like the first or second game, and was just poor all round. The first performance after his second Piers Morgan interview, a red card and a 2-0 loss to Ireland. But fair play to Ireland, you know, they were 2-0 up before he got the red card. I think they were 2-0 up at half time.
They were dangerous. They were 2-0 up at half time. They were dangerous. And they smacked the post as well.
Yeah, just crazy. We can't show the elbow, unfortunately, because it's copyrighted. I think
the FBI will just smash into your house if you try to show that.
This is the best I can do, which he also was telling the defender to cry. And then 2 seconds later got sent off because VAR had a look. And then what was great is the whole Ireland fans were just doing that back to him. So,
and then he was doing the sarcastic clap as he walked off, and then he jarred with an Ireland like team doctor. I mean, not a great scene.
Embarrassing all around, I would say. But in terms of overall performance, looking at the team, I mean, I think we all said it when he got appointed, but the World Cup chances died when Roberto Martinez was called to manage this team. Because, like, on paper, we're looking at a team like Vitinho.
3.4 for CR7. I just wanted to make sure my eyes weren't playing tricks on me.
But like we're looking at a team like Vitinho is one of the best midfielders in the world. I know he didn't play this game because he's injured, but like Nuno Mendes, one of the best left backs in the world. João Neves is
No,
great.
Vitinha was
He
out
is.
there today.
Nuno Mendes, sorry. I meant didn't play, yeah. But like Ruben Diaz plays week in and week out.
Dude, by the way, Dalot.
Yeah.
I mean, I see Man United fans crying about him. He's on the left side, I guess, today, but like,
yeah, put him on any side.
That ain't it, man. That ain't it. I don't think on any side. Let's be fucking honest. Holy shit.
Yeah, I just mean we've got again a good team on paper. I just think they've chosen the wrong manager, and it does make me laugh because every time I've looked at goal point or sofa score, Nelson Semedo always has such a good rating coming off the bench, and he does seem like he's actually not that bad off the bench. So,
and you know, Roberto Martinez loves him off the bench. That is one thing that we do know about him. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say he hurt the game when he came in. It wasn't the finest Cancelo performance. Relatively shit, actually. One or two nice crosses. That was about it.
Yeah. But if we look at the actual qualifying table, so there's a few scenarios that we can look at in terms of Group F. So Portugal on a goal difference of 5, but with 10 points. So if Hungary win, 3-0 and Portugal lose 1-0, then Hungary will go first and Portugal is second. Same with Ireland, but Ireland need to win by like 4 goals and Portugal lose. But all Portugal need to do really is win. A draw even might not be enough, depending on results elsewhere. So they need to win at home to Armenia to go through and qualify without Ronaldo, of course. So, like you said, maybe Gonzalo Ramos is playing up front. Maybe it's João Felix on his own. If only Paulinho got called up, I reckon he would be straight in there. But it is what it is, man. I think they'll be fine in terms of qualifying, but I think, the media narrative will shift.
Maybe Felix can be slated today because he did miss every single chance that came to him. But I thought there was people out there that were a lot worse than him.
Apparently, Diogo Costa not the best in goal for some of the chances.
Diogo Costa on the corner kick that led to the Ireland goal. He tried to play it out of the back and passed it into an Ireland defender, and they almost scored.
Right. Fair enough. But yeah, there's a few things to keep an eye on. I think the next game is this Sunday or Saturday, I think. I could be wrong in that. But yeah, definitely one to follow up on. But the main talking point and one of the most controversial games of the season is Santa Clara 1, Sporting 2. Before we get on to the controversy in the game itself, let me just read out the lineup quickly. So Rui Silva in goal, Maxi, who got sent off, Inacio, Diamonde, Fresneda, Pedro Gonçalves, Jalson Moyes, Trincao, Hillman, Jenny, Suarez off the bench, Ioannidis, Kenda, Morita, Allison, and Mateus Reis. Chris, obviously we're going to talk about the corner, but what were your thoughts overall on the game?
The biggest missed corner kick call of all time. We'll get into it. The game itself, it is kind of a shithouse game. They score almost instantly. And it's actually a pretty nice cross and finish, I'll be honest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's really tough to, obviously, giving the ball away is not great, but on the, you can't really fault Fresneda. It's just a back post ball. It's over everyone, and the dude, one touch finishes at top corner, opposite side. First shot, it made it difficult, but we did respond nicely, actually. The minutes 10 through 40, 35 were probably the best stretch, honestly. We took initiative. We're obviously pushing because we're already losing. Created several chances. Scored a nice goal on a nice cross and finish to Maxi Araujo. I think inside 20 minutes. So got our equalizer back. All right. We've got 70 minutes to win this one now. I guess you could say maybe we're unlucky to not score. Go 2-1 up in that remainder of that stretch of nice play. There's a couple chances, good chances. I think Pote had one. Suarez had one, I believe. And then the second half was just a complete clusterfuck. I feel like just not dominating the game. Santa Clara is able to just break the game enough. And then in the last 15 minutes, 10 minutes, just two absolutely calamitous errors at the back that lead to two breakaway opportunities, one of which is Maxi Rujo. I don't know if he's actually just trying to plow him over, because he kind of does get his foot on the ball, but he plows through his back as well. So definitely doesn't really matter. He's very fortunate that he's outside the box. Like, I mean, I don't know what he was doing there, but I guess ultimately, all things considered, he did what needed to be done, you could say. The other chance, I think, was just put off target on a kind of shit shot.
Yeah.
But, dude, the one where it's Diamande, I mean, that's like top 10 fail compilations. You know, he looks really, really bad in that moment.
Yeah.
And the other one is maybe not as bad, but they're just like, there's no communication. No, they stop running. You know, so he's like, oh, I got it. No, I'm going to stop. And the other dude just right between all three of them. And then obviously Kenda shakes it out of bounds. Referee is, you know, looking at something else.
He couldn't believe how bad the shot was. He was like, that must have taken a deflection.
Yeah, it seemed so bad in the way the ball bounced. It looked like that had to have changed their trajectory because it hit somebody else. I'm seeing cameras of what the ref was looking at, the linesman in that particular moment. And on their 65th corner of the season, Sporting put in their second goal. And it was a great header at the front post. You see several Santa Clara players immediately go up to the referee and start protesting. Some of them, you can tell, like, are just like pissed, and then they're like, "Oh, we're protesting something." Like they don't quite even know what they're protesting because there's no foul. Like, there's bodies that go down, but there's no push or grab or anything. Maybe some of them were protesting the corner earlier. You imagine, like, you know, when you're playing a footy game, like if you're playing on the right wing, like, and that happens and it's a corner, like you don't even actually see it, right? You're just like,
yeah.
So it's like some of them probably don't even actually know, and yeah, you hate to see it for them, I suppose, but the way that the corner as an automatic goal was kind of treated, I thought was a bit ridiculous, to be honest. That as just my main quick little like summary of that whole thing. You know, you can give your take on it.
Yeah, I was just gonna give you both a quick stat, and that is Sporting had 12 corners this game, and one was delivered successfully to Hjulmand. So if people want to say that was a gifted corner, I think it actually hindered us probably more than helped us if you look at the stats. But I'll go quickly, Danny. I'll pass over to you. We've not spoken too much in depth about the corner. We speak about the game so far. But you pretty much nailed everything, Chris. I thought on the first goal, Diamande is shocking, like awfully bad. And him and Inacio this entire game, even though they only Santa Clara scored one, it felt like they should have scored 2 or 3 because so many errors at the back. Even the one for Maxi getting sent off, it's Inacio failing to track back. Maxi does lose the man as well, so maybe there's some blame there, but just awful defending all round. I think one of the worst things about this game was the pitch, and it was awful. The players were slipping, mud was coming up, and I thought, as much as I like João Simões, I thought maybe we should have gone with either Morita or Koch in the middle because I feel like Santa Clara are quite a physical team, especially in the middle. And I thought Simões didn't really have that good of a game, but I think that's mostly to do with the pitch. But someone also being more physical would have helped. But I thought it was a really frustrating game. I was convinced it was ending 1-1. And the fact they scored so early was... I always thought we were going to get back in it with a goal, but I didn't think 2. But I also will have to blame the referee for losing control of the game. Like, we can mention the corner, which we will, but he gave Santa Clara a yellow card in like 45 seconds to their striker, and then gave yellow cards to Fresneda, Diamande, Rui Silva, Justin Moyes got one as well in like the first 12 minutes. Like he was so card happy, and he was eventually going to lose the game, and it did take until what the 94th minute for them to get 2 red cards, but it was coming because the referee just lost control very early, and there were quite a lot of physical tackles in there, quite a lot of simulation and time wasting, as there would be if you're trying to defend a lead or defend a draw. But yeah, I thought we were poor. I don't think there's any excuses other than that we were really poor not necessarily going forward, but getting the shot off. I thought this was arguably one of Suarez's worst games for Sporting. Again, I think the pitch does play a part into that. But I also think the centre-backs did really well of not letting him turn to shoot. And, Pedro Gonzalez and Jenny weren't creating that much for him either. Trincao, for me, I think he has to sit at some point. He has been so poor for like the last 4 or 5 games combined. And I don't know who you play instead, because now Pedro Gonzalez is injured. Maybe you have to wait to rest him now. But I feel like putting someone there to give Trincao a rest might be the way forward, especially if he plays against Armenia as well. But yeah, in general, I just thought we were poor. I'm upset that Pedro Gonzalez got injured because I think it's the same thigh he injured last year as well, which, warning signs will be there. But he did score the equalizer, and I think he's.
I guess Fotis played a certain amount of minutes of the fucking.
With an inch.
Also, they're saying he's 4 to 6 weeks with a torn MCL. Like,
that's crazy.
Yeah, how about we double that one?
Yeah, I thought Fotis played well actually when he came on. So sort of what I was saying about how Simoes isn't physical enough. I thought Unitas ran at defenders and was physical in that aspect. And yeah, before we get on to the corner, because I guess we're all going to have our take on that in a minute. But yeah, 11 corners and one of them went in. And I don't think any other one went to a Sporting head or cleared the first man. But it did make me laugh when Rui Borges made that sub. To be fair, I will say Maxi also technically won us that game, that red card. That was a very clutch time to get sent off, sacrifice. And I remember I'm seeing Rui Borges being on Mateus Reis. I'm like, what on earth are you doing? Like, you're bringing on a centre-back or left-back at this point, but you're bringing Trincao off, and then Kenda takes the corner, and I'm like, we score it. I'm like, okay, fair enough. And then Mateus Reis gets I think it's Adriano sent off like 2 seconds later.
Behind the goal when it goes in. He's walking back around the field.
So a very clutch sub, because I think Trincao probably would have taken the corner if he's not taken off. So
probably put it into the front of the side netting.
Yeah.
Facts. But yeah, that's all I've got for this game up until the corner. But what about you, Danny? What were your overall thoughts?
Yeah, not much more than you said there. I thought I did think we were going to get a goal in. Don't get me wrong, because we were all right attacking, and they didn't really do much after.
Not in the second half, other than the 3 opportunities that we gave them.
Yeah, exactly. And then, like you said, if it wasn't for Maxi right at the end, which he kind of wins the ball, but I get the red card. It's fine. I'm cool with
foot on the ball while plowing through his back.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, there's nothing else you can really do in that situation, to be fair. But whatever. Good red on him. To be fair, I mean, it makes me question how fast Ignacio is, because I thought he was faster, and Maxi came from way behind them and still caught up to I think it was Vinicius, right? So yeah, I mean, I thought we were gonna get the goal in. I thought in the first half, Suarez, the one that should have been a corner that wasn't a corner, that I also seen online of Sporting fans defending it. I thought he got that in when I was watching it live. There was another one.
Where he kicks it into the ground and it bounces, and then the goalie.
Yeah, and then the goalie gets a touch to it, barely. Yeah. I thought that was in live, and then there was another one that went into the side corner as well. That I think it was in the first half that I thought also went in. And then Fotis at 85th minute had a clear header that just went wide, and I was out at the time, but I was watching it on my phone, and I thought, okay, it's over. We're cooked here. And then the notifications just started popping off. Red card, Maxi. Goal human. Red card. I was like, what the heck? What did I just miss the last 10 minutes? I should have missed most of the game for that. But I mean, I can't talk. Like I said, I thought we were good for another goal after the 1-1. Who scored the one? Our first goal.
Pedro Gonzalez.
It was a shot, right?
No,
shot from
Maxi. No.
Pedro Gonzalez scored the first one.
Yeah, it was a header. Yeah.
Header, yes. Okay, there you go.
It did look like Maxi scored as well. It was like when you see it in real time, you're like, one of them scored.
Yeah, I remember now. So, but I mean, yeah, I thought, and it was early on too. Yeah, half an hour into the game, I thought we were good for another goal. I thought we were doing well enough to like push for it. But yeah, like you said, we were shaky at the back, and this is like a reoccurring theme now with both Inacio and Diomande, and the bust is now out for a few weeks too. So, yeah, we'll see where this takes us. I mean, the international break is actually like a perfect time for us to sort of recover from injuries in a sense, right? Because Fotis is going to miss the Benfica game. Pote might be back for the Benfica game, they're saying, but he's likely only going to come off the bench at best, I would say. But yeah, I mean, listen, we cooked the Portuguese league this year, or this week, I should say. You know, I think it's time to get into the corner, the infamous corner.
I can only show the picture, unfortunately, but we can go with that. Like, it is pretty crazy how the referee doesn't spot that. Like, I said to Chris before you got here, it's like he thought the shot was so bad. He was like, it must have taken. It must have been blocked.
That's what I'm saying. In his defense, if you're seeing this live, the referee at least, if you're seeing it live and you see the way Kenda kicks the ball and the trajectory of the ball,
and the way his leg is
all right, there you got a foot to it for sure. Clearly, the linesman to say it was a corner is mod. That's insane.
Yeah, and it's crazy because obviously Benfica and Porto have had their say on it, but like I mentioned earlier, it's not a penalty, it's not anything like that. Yeah. It's a corner. Like they can still defend the corner, and it's not really. I know it's annoying. Don't get me wrong. If it happened to Benfica, I'd be equally as annoyed. But they could have marked the corner. They left Hjulmand open. So what more can you say? And like you said, there was one that they had in the first half where the goalkeeper saved it and it went out they gave goal kick when it was the corner. We could have scored from that one as well, but no one mentions that one because it didn't happen. It didn't come out with anything. But it's equally the same.
No one would have mentioned this one either if Human didn't score off of it like the other 11 corners before it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have been like Sporting survived despite the fact that they got a free corner kick late in the game.
Facts. Yeah.
But I think what makes it worse for Benfica, for example, is that they drew, I guess, due to the poor refereeing decision, because I didn't think they should have got a handball. But at the same time, the penalty was saved.
Moving crazy, calling in handballs on that, bro. Legend. Off his leg first, too.
Yeah,
I personally don't like the rule. Just quickly on that, because I mean, if your arm is still out like that, it doesn't matter.
Rule, sometimes that's not a rule.
Yeah, you know? that's the problem. I agree with Benfica to be annoyed there because the rules.
But like, I feel like his arm. I'll try and find it. I feel like his arm isn't that far out. Like it is really away from his body, but it's like
I feel like it's a bit more. But maybe I'm wrong.
I've seen so much worse than that.
Yeah,
like it is. It's away from his body, but it's not that far out from, like, it's not out here. It's but yeah, it comes off his leg or his chest or something. And then, but what's funny about this is that the penalty is saved. The original penalty for this is saved. Thomas Araujo fires it into the top corner. He could go left, he could go right, he could wait for the keeper to go get it. He fires it top left. And I will say, a great finish.
Great finish and a knee slide. Cold finish.
But he only needed to take off his shirt after that, bro. Like,
but like even still, right? It's 2-1, and Benfica have like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and it's not the penalty's fault that you concede. It's Rios losing the ball and them going on the counter and scoring. Like. Yeah. You can blame the officials all you want. And don't get me wrong, that is, for me, that's a criminal call. I think that is crazy that that's given. But at the same time, you had all that time to hold that lead, and you couldn't against one of the worst attacking teams in the league at this moment.
Another one.
And then
exactly. So, yeah, it's annoying. Don't get me wrong. I'd be annoyed too. But like, at some point, you've got to take accountability for your own actions.
And at the end of the day, like right at the end of the game, Antonio Silva was saying like, "Oh, as we've seen this weekend, there's obviously clearly other factors in play.
I think you muted yourself, Danny. There.
I don't know what happened there. But yeah, clearly we
Benfica muted you,
better.
man. That's
Benfica,
crazy.
bro. Look at this. And then they say this is Verandistão, bro. I wish. We're still in Benfica land. Yeah. But yeah, I get their frustration because the corner led to it. But I mean, if you watch games, and I know Benfica is being cheeky here, I think there's about like 3 in each game of a throw-in given incorrectly, a corner given incorrectly. Maybe that's 3 per half, if anything. You know what I mean? If we're gonna really be stingy on these things, and then we need VAR for everything in this case.
Like, I mean, bro, yeah,
I don't know what they want.
I think that how they do like sometimes Benfica and Porto will do like a tabela de verdad, and they're like, it's like, this is what the table would be if it weren't for these like errors and then they do their math, and it's like Benfica would have an 8-point lead in the table.
And Sporting's getting relegated.
Yeah, it's like, okay, yeah, for sure. They're definitely, those guys are like sending people back to watch every game to count up, and they're like, Sporting's got 38 more throwing calls this season. Like, when does it end?
Yeah, exactly.
But in that same game, there's I think it's in the first half that Antonio Silva pulls the defender in the box.
We're due though, boys. We're due for a bad one. I've got a feeling we're like +3 recently as far as like the decisions going for us, against us.
Yeah,
we're getting a 1 centimeter ruled out or something. It's coming
again. Yeah, we had one recently this year, right? Or like a 6 centimeter or some shit like that. A 5 centimeter.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. But to be fair, Benfica had a 1 centimeter.
Benfica had a 1 centimeter one though. That's
good
crazy.
for them. They're pulling out all the stops this year.
Yeah.
But the one thing that is frustrating and Sporting are guilty of this as well, is the constant statements on social media and Twitter about the refereeing. And like we saw
the videos and the clip chimping.
Yeah. And Porto locking the referee in the room with the TV replay.
Removing the remote, bro, on some Saw shit, bro. Like, I thought I only seen that from like what's that fucking doll's name from Saw?
What I found really funny is after because that actually is one of the actual event that caused like a formal like Keisha or like complaint by the referee association.
Yeah,
was when they sawed him and locked him in the room and forced him to watch footage with that you couldn't change or turn off. Benfica was like, we support the referees. This initiative is great. Like, Porto is disgusting, and then like. I was like, I mean, come on. I mean, how long is this going to take? Less than a week. It's like their guys pressuring the ref and stuff. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Like,
it's just,
I don't know if you guys were gonna be a good deliverer of that message of the, we never pressure the referees over here ever. We've never done it ever, and we don't continue to do it.
Like, it's crazy how stuff like this is shared from Benfica official account. And like I said, I don't want
Porto used to be the worst. I was actually like, this club is a joke with the shit that they used to share. Benfica in the last 6 months.
I was gonna say,
hats off to you.
Taking the title.
I have never seen just more of like unprofessional or a joke of an organization with the shit that they post.
Before they used to mock us because Bruno Carvalho would do this same sort of shit on Facebook. Baby, the platforms just changed, but they're doing the same thing, and Benfica re-elected the guy. Incredible stuff.
Did you see that video where it was like outside the stadium, and the interviewer was asking him like, like, what's wrong with Benfica at the moment? It's like, we have 0 points in Champions League. We're really awful. Something needs to change. It's like, who did you vote for? Rui Costa. It's like,
we can change within. We can just like what?
But yeah, it is embarrassing, and I think looking out from, because obviously we're used to this, and
it's
like I said,
comunicado every single week at this point, and it used to be like every other month maybe was the rate of these things. It is now every week.
Yeah, and I will say Sporting are guilty of it as well. I don't want it to just become a Benfica Porto thing because Sporting do it too.
We drop a comunicado
in response to be fair
monthly. We could be doing so much worse. Thank God. Because if we were, I would be on here being like, we're a disgrace. We could be doing so much worse. But yeah, mostly it's just responses to them every once in a while. And hopefully it doesn't increase from that.
I will say that Porto also put their own statement out. Well, I say statement video of the corner as well, with everyone against Porto apparently. So yeah, man, it's
just sad, bro.
Yeah, it's.
I've said it before. I'll say it again. The Portuguese league is my favorite telenovela. It's the best show around. This is like season 30, and I'm like still like on the edge of my seat. I have no idea what's going on or what's going to happen next. Like the club that is out like here with a referee scandal for locking the guy in is out here judging referees. And both of these clubs, I think it was this summer, both these clubs voted against, I don't know if it was against outright VAR or against like certain controls of VAR, but I know they were like one of the only two teams voting against it. And now they're crying about
I think it might have been the original thing for the explanation. No?
Maybe. The audio being released. Yeah. Crazy. But yeah, the only other thing I've got to say about this game is I thought Hjulmand, this game, captain's performance, and this game reminded me
of the last game too.
Yeah.
Ever since that mistake against Braga, I feel like he has sort of made up for it and been really on form.
He silenced the haters for sure. There was murmurs of, I think we should drop Hjulmand. We might have to drop Hjulmand.
Yeah. But
Hjulmand plus 10.
Facts. But this game reminded me of a Ruben Amorim 2021 game. Bad pitch, drawing, 90th minute. Instead of Coates, it's another captain in Hjulmand. So, like, a lot of parallels there. But my man of the match is Hjulmand. You guys have any other man of the match candidates?
I'm going to give my man of the match to Kenda for fluffing that cross so bad that the ref thought it was a corner. Second man of the match would be Hjulmand as well, though. Keep up the good work.
Yeah, Hjulmand all the way.
Do you guys have anything else you want to talk about this game, or is that it for this one?
Yeah, that's got to be it. Listen, we need close stadiums in Nacional and Açores.
I'm always kind of shocked and disappointed at how every time we play in San Miguel, it doesn't even fill up.
Yeah,
it's like half full. It's like that stadium holds 8K. 4K for a grand coming to the.
I don't know how many people live in.
How expensive is it? Like, I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I'm constantly kind of surprised and saddened by that.
Yeah, not a lot of Sporting, like Açorian Sportingistas though either.
I know a lot in Fall River.
Really?
Yeah.
Fair enough. Here in Toronto, it's mainly like Porto and Benfica, heavily Benfica.
Way more people that I know from the continent are Benfica fans for sure.
Fair.
But my personal anecdote is there's a surprising amount of Açorian Sportingistas. Maybe they're all just in America now. They left.
Yeah, maybe. I know a few. I know a good handful of them, but yeah.
But let's get on to predictions. Unfortunately, Danny didn't put one in for the game, but me and Chris did, and Chris got the 2 points for a Pedro Gonzalez goal and the win. I maybe went a bit overboard with my predictions, but
Fresneda.
Yeah,
the iron ankle, as they call him.
Yeah,
he's in tears. It looks like he's out maybe 6 weeks. Nope.
Yeah, he's back. Maybe
he's back the next game, and he's called up again for Spain U21.
Yeah.
And then that puts still me at first, Danny in second, Richard in third, and Chris, man, you've got a long way to catch up.
That's why I was celebrating.
Catching up ground.
Point here, point there, 2 points here.
They add up.
I'll be back for Christmas.
9 points. Low key though, this might be the first time Chris doesn't have a goal for the opposition, and it fucked you right there.
Facts. Yeah. Could have gone 2-1 and the result.
Instantly, 4th minute was ruined.
Yeah. But yeah, one other thing I wanted to touch about is in sporting news is the amount of injuries we've been getting, because last year was bad and this year it does almost feel like the same level. Pedro Gonzalez,
getting there again.
Yeah, Pedro Gonzalez is out. The Basti is out. We've had obviously Nuno Santos and Bragança have been out.
João Simoes getting injured at U21 camp.
Yeah. Ioannidis out for a while too.
Yeah. Ioannidis is done for a while. Yeah.
Yeah, and then but I don't know what it is. It the training intensity? Is it just the medical team? Is it just unluckiness? Like there must be something there to have two injury-riddled seasons when in previous seasons with Amorim, I feel like we didn't get that many. I think like there was some like a season-ending injury to Bragança, for example, and St. Just obviously we can take out the equation, but there was like I don't really remember like Pedro Gonzalez, Trincao, Paulinho, Ugarte, Morita being injured that much.
Even players who got injured a little bit in the past, and sometimes they get injured, started to get injured less. Like Porro is a great example.
Yeah.
He kind of used to be injury prone, and like his 2 seasons before he went to Sporting both ended in injury. And I think he did have one injury for us, but I mean, he had like mostly like 2, 3.5 healthy seasons. Like,
yeah. It's worrying because it's only November. We've still got a long way to go, and I think Diamonde going to AFCON potentially. He got called up to Ivory Coast, but he hasn't been in the best favour with them. I think Inacio has been injured already this season, as is Quaresma. Maxi just came back from injury, got suspended. Trying to look who else maybe got injured. Fresneda for like an hour, had a broken ankle and was fine. Morita's on and off as well. Simoy is injured. Pedro Gonzalez, we mentioned, injured. I don't know how Trincao hasn't been injured, because Trincao plays like every minute.
Yeah.
I was even trying to think like it could also be accumulation of games. We've went to a lot more finals recently, but then I look at Porto and Benfica, and they're not as like riddled as we are, and they had the Club World Cup. You know what I mean? So,
but in Festa Porto, they bought a whole new team after that. Yeah. But Benfica is a good example, because I don't think
Benfica also bought a whole new team too, if we think about it though.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe you're right there. Maybe that's what happened.
But I do think, knock on wood, this year we've got better depth. Like, say what you want about Mangus, it's good left back depth to have. Mateus Reis can play many positions. Midfield, we've got Koch, we've got Morita still, obviously on him, jury's still out. Bragança as well, I think will probably be back by January. Nuno Santos, I don't know with Nuno Santos, because I feel like every week they're like, he's close to returning, and then nothing happens.
There was like situation over again.
Yeah, there was like murmurs that he was gonna make it in time for like the Super Cup.
Yeah,
and it's been like 3 months since, and he's still not back. Like, it's made a year now since he's
a whole calendar year.
So there was a report that, but against is ahead of schedule.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm thinking he like re-injured something there, like when trying to rehab.
I don't know. Sometimes it takes like 14 months, and sometimes it takes
especially
like
when you
7.
and I think he's already done that ACL in the past, right?
True.
Like this might be his third ACL injury, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it's a patellar injury, maybe. Let me see.
Or maybe it's that then. Because I know he had like a torn ACL when he was still at Benfica, and then he might have had another one at Cliwav or something like that.
Yeah, spot on.
So both ACLs.
Yeah, 2 ACLs, one with Benfica, one with Rio Ave, and then like you said, a calendar year, and then some missed.
Yeah,
and he's an important. I wouldn't say important player, but I feel like off the bench, and a leader as well. I think is something we miss. We'll be glad to see him back, but it's just a case of when is it? Is it after the international break? Is it in January? Is it after that? Like,
and then like what Nuno Santos is coming back to? Like, is it gonna be? I'm hoping for the Nuno Santos that is like in your face, isn't afraid to get into a challenge, will still whip in a cross, because I mean we desperately need this shit. We need his left foot crosses, and I think he's versatile enough to play the Maxi role. He can go as winger, because I mean we clearly needed another winger and we never got one. Nuno Santos could fill in there. But what's his speed at now too? Because he was even even back then he was a speedy player, and now he's not only coming off a third knee injury, but he's like he's 30 or 31, I think, right? So
yeah,
yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's going to be tough to say, and then it's also tough because then if he does come back in and around January, it's not even like we can like test him for like Taça da Liga. We have to kind of hope that like we have like a really shitty Taça Portugal game to like hopefully
after this one they're probably gonna start being first division.
Exactly. So first, second division, and then even second division is gonna give us a challenge. So it's not looking good for him, bruv. But it's not looking good, like to your point, it's not looking good for all of us because again, the Bast. I mean, again, I don't want to sound like a broken record on here, but we finally have a center back that's been injury prone, that's finally healthy, and we kicked him to the fucking B team. We might need him to play right back eventually, man.
Yeah, Kevin makes a good point.
They just like don't really do that much anymore.
Yeah,
they should.
Yeah.
So I can look at the amount of injuries we had already this season. So, or just absences in general. Like, it's a lot of red. Like,
God damn.
Diamonde's been out. Rui Silva's even missed a few games to injury. The Bast is injured for the foreseeable. Nuno Santos, we mentioned. Braganza's been out. Morita. Jenny's even been out. Pedro Gonzalez. Fotis. Like, it's really not looking good. I don't think, hopefully, we won't get to the level of last year when we had a full 11 out at one point.
Yeah.
Like, but something's got to be wrong somewhere, right? Like, either they're training too hard, like you mentioned, maybe they're just playing too many games, but
they're not training hard enough. That's also could be. Maybe the intensity isn't as high in training, and then you come into a game, and that's when you start pulling things, right?
Yeah, or is it really just are we just getting unlucky?
Yeah, maybe we're just unlucky. Yeah,
but I don't know. I think someone should look into that if they're not already.
The Benfica witch doctors might be involved.
Facts, yeah. It's true. Maybe this is like karma for getting all the refereeing decisions.
Yeah. maybe we're the witch doctors, actually. Like Veranda's, that's the deal with the devil, Like,
all right,
calls will go our way, but our players might die in the pitch.
If you sacrifice Ioannidis ACL or MCL, we'll give you a corner in the 94th minute, even though you've missed 11.
That's crazy. God damn, it's not worth it. Listen, we're one more injury away from what's his first name? Is it Ruben Ribeiro from starting a game?
Rodrigo.
Rodrigo, yeah. Sorry, PTSD with Ruben Ribeiro. My bad. Whew. Yeah, crazy.
But we do have some good BT players as well. Like Bloffer came in and was good, and we had to play quite a few of them last year as well. And the good thing, the B team is actually playing well.
Crazy, man. The derby next season, Sporting versus Sporting B. Derby. Fuck yeah.
The thing is with Bloppa though, like he's kind of screwed because like if Fresneda is supposed to be out for 5 months and he comes back the next game, how is he ever going to get in at right back? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's cooked.
That's a good point. But yeah, I'm just going through our Twitter page to see if we've got any other news. Chris, do you want to go through modalities quickly?
The only thing that I thought otherwise was interesting. Did you see Andre Bernardo at the Web Summit today?
I didn't.
Yeah, I saw some quotes too. And like I think I've read a write-up of what he said, like the transcript. Bro, I potentially see something that I don't really agree with starting to happen. I think here's the thing is stuff like he floated the idea of like, fans getting more of a say in, certain aspects, like picking uniforms for games. I think maybe like a template for a kit, right? There's 3 options and then you pick one, or these ideas have been implemented before. Voting on like the pregame music in the stadium, stuff like that. And you see all these like constant like improvements and like VIP editions and like the lion seat and all this shit. And I just kind of increasingly see a world where there's going to be like a 2-tiered Saucier system that exists, because we already have a Saucier system, and it feels like these sorts of things are being added on top of that. And these sorts of things, I think, work better when, for example, your club is owned by the state of Qatar and you have no say in your club. You own 0% of it. And then they sort of throw these little things to you, pick the kit, right? Because this is like them being like, at least you have something, right? I already own my club in theory, right? So I don't really know how this is going to work, how it's going to fit in. You could argue that, we already have a world of, 2-tiered Sauciers and, who's attended to the most at the club and whose concerns are validated, etc., whose game day experience is taken into account more. Sure, I agree with you. But it's another thing to like actually like make it concrete through, implementing stuff like that. So yeah, it's not anything that he's done yet, right? He's just floating ideas, right? Some of the ideas have already been done before, but I just see I don't know. I don't see a great direction, but we'll see, I suppose.
Yeah, apparently a 10-year plan is in the works.
Make it like a sporting lifestyle brand, all that stuff.
Yeah, the 3 ecosystems being well-being, entertainment, and lifestyle. Our mission is to ensure the club is strategically a hub for sports and lifestyle. So, I mean, I guess we sort of see it with some of the like apparel and the clothing they've done, which is like trying to create their own slogans. And Kevin mentions it like, only lions or as lions, or everyday 2.0 era, Alvalade, things like that. So you can see they are taking it in the direction that you mentioned, Chris, of that. But yeah, it's weird because for whatever reason, after searching on social media, the main thing that everyone seems to care about is the sporting kits. They want to have the vote if they want A, B, or C. But at the same point, you're releasing 9 kits this year. I don't remember having a say in releasing 9 kits. And
if they let us pick 3 options for number 9, these sorts of, like I said before, these sorts of things are often thrown out. I don't know if you guys remember the Sauciers fan token, where you would buy cryptocurrency of the club, and then the holders of the club cryptocurrency could vote on these exact sorts of things: the jerseys, the music, random other inconsequential shit like that, right? And it was literally called like Sauciers, right? Like members. And that shit, I guess it might still be around in theory.
I think
but
it still is, but yeah,
I don't
it's not
think
as popular.
It's like a booming business. I don't think it's going amazing, right? And I guess it was cool if you're a PSG fan, Arsenal fan, right? And you don't really have a say in your club otherwise. But how about we improve the existing infrastructure at our club that exists for the Sauciers? I just watched a worldwide election at the club next door, right?
Yeah.
I don't give a shit about picking the jersey. I'll be honest. Like, fix that. That's my attitude.
I agree.
Yeah. And I'm looking at just some of the other quotes he said. He mentioned about the collaboration with Shopify, which apparently
he did mention that, which is great. I mean, we've talked about how that's a good and improvement. Better late than never, right, lads? Right? We're maybe a decade late, but they've done it.
And he mentions about some of the video content they've been doing, which, to be fair, has improved since since a few years ago.
COVID is when that really like popped off.
Boomed, yeah.
For the last 5 years, the digital content's been,
I also think they kind of got lucky with like the team that was assembled too, because like
and the storyline too.
Yeah, and the storyline of course helped, but yeah, like the comedian dude who doesn't do the podcast anymore, but like obviously that's not like the top thing, like that's not a board of directors thinking this is like the media team saying like, it would be cool, or look at these backstages that we're doing, can we post it on our YouTube channel? Like, you know what I mean? Like it happened organically, and credit to the team that like hired the guys, of course. But we sort of like stumbled into that. We kind of got lucky with that. I don't think it was like necessarily planned. But at least they're planning shit now, I guess. But I'm with you, Chris. At the same time, like because of the Benfica here in Toronto had elections and shit like that. And bro, I was just going through like some documents that I had, and I seen like the voting card for the Sporting, and I remember I got that like 2 days before the election, as if that was gonna like matter if I sent it back in time. You know what I mean? So
it's like it's like he keeps mentioning like, I want to give the fans more voice. I want to connect the fans to the club more. Let's, you know how we always joke about that, like the 1 million Saucios Benfica thing, right? Like, let's get 100,000 more Saucios. Let's give the Saucios an ability to do something. Like, I don't know. This is like, I don't know. I'm not falling for the gimmick, basically. You know, and it kind of feels like a gimmick when there's real improvements for the actual Saucios of the club. You know, not some other parallel Saucio infrastructure that could potentially be built up.
Yeah, and like he mentions about the content. Apparently, 3 weeks ago they launched a new series called "In My Boots," and he says, "quote The goal is for people to feel like they're in the players' boots."
Like, I actually haven't seen this. Yeah,
no.
Someone trained in the like a
GoPro.
Yeah. He said that Trincao wore the Meta glasses in the first episode, but like I've not seen I know that video exists, but I've not seen anyone on social media or anyone talk about it.
No, that's what I was gonna say. I don't want to say like the media, the digital content is not. It's just not hitting the same as it did at one point, right? It's ready for something new, right? A fresh injection of some sort, a new personality. I don't know, something, right? Yeah. And maybe that's what they're trying for here. But yeah, like you mentioned, I haven't seen it, so I guess it hasn't hit because I'm kind of the audience, a big Sporting fan who's pretty much seeing most shit online. So if I haven't seen it, I don't think it went too widespread.
Yeah. And you mentioned about backstage sport, and there was another one they did where it was like the training aspect before the game. They've done a few times as well, which I've enjoyed personally.
I like that too. Yeah, me too.
And the documentary they released about last season, I'm not, to be fair, not around to watching it because it is 2.5 hours. Like I don't have the time for that. But from what I hear, it's a really good video. So.
Yeah, I like that. I liked last year's too. A part of me kind of wish we did this with Mourinho a bit more, but no, yeah, to be fair, yeah, that is true. I did enjoy that content. So in a sense, like they are sort of still reinventing themselves, which is good because we are definitely like the leaders in Portugal, at least when it comes to like content or club content sort of thing, right? So yeah, good for us in that sense. And again, it did massively.
At least we're using our digital content to make this rather than clipping Benfica goal kick incidents or something.
Yeah, facts.
Because that's what they have their staff doing.
Exactly. No, they've like somewhat copied, because I was on the Benfica page, especially when Mourinho first signed with them. So they do like some of these like backstage Sporting things only like with Benfica. But yeah, it's not quite the same. It's not quite us. Maybe there's also probably less appeal for me to like watch it as well. But at least it's refreshing to know, like, at the end of the day, we're the pioneers of this. So for us to be the pioneers and we want to continue to be the face of content, we gotta I guess we gotta try these Meta Ray-Ban things, which I'm also sure was a nice little paycheck to Mendes for the sponsorship, which, hey, I'm cool with it, but maybe he'll sell the rights of the stadium and to José Alvalade to the Meta Ray-Ban stadium.
The Meta José Alvalade?
Estádio the Meta Ray-Bans. Like
sometimes in America they sell the sponsorship rights, but then they keep the original stadium name. So it's like Outback Steakhouse Stadium at Peter J. Memorial Stadium. It's like, okay. For sure.
Yeah, I'm looking at the two videos they've done. So one they did In My Boots, Luis Suarez, In My Boots, Trincao. Suarez has 14,000 views and Trincão's has 11,000. Like, it's okay numbers, but like, it's nothing that.
It's not that San Fonseca.
Facts,
it's not that
exactly.
100,000, baby.
No,
I seen that.
not.
Congratulations,
Facts.
brother.
Thank you, man. But like, that's not that. Like, compared to the documentary, has 215,000 views. Like, if they wanted to go with, I know it's just nitpicking at this point, but if you wanted to go with something, you know, in terms of content, I would have gone with those ones. But it makes sense because, like you said, the Meta glasses sponsorship probably is there as well. But yeah, fair enough. Like, I'm all for modernizing the club, but like Chris said, it depends on how far they're going to go with it, I suppose, in terms of modernization. But who knows? I don't think there's much else to talk about unless you guys have got anything else. Danny, did you want to mention anything about Portugal? Because we spoke about it briefly in the intro.
They're cooked. I don't give a fuck. Oh, I don't know if you guys mentioned, if Ronaldo gets 2 games suspension, he doesn't get the first game of the World Cup. Great. I love
Dude, honestly, you know what's going to happen? The president of the United States is going to step in and be like, the stars at my tournament, the stars play. Or some shit like that. You know?
Zlatan Ibrahimovic comes out of retirement to play for Sweden.
So yeah, I guess there's that too as well to look forward to.
I was only going to mention, since with all this money talk, because I know we'll probably somewhat talk about Modalidades. With all this money talk from Sporting, can we put some money into the women's game? Because I think it was this weekend that just passed. I seen one of the ugliest goals of all time where we lost 2-1. Was that this weekend?
That was 2 weekends ago, Torians.
2 weekends ago? Well, I have to say it anyways. That was horrendous.
They got a great result midweek, though. But yeah, it just feels like they're not going to win the title.
At one point, I thought we were going to be like the leaders of the women's game.
We were.
We won that first title.
We were just early adopters.
Yeah, exactly. We were just the first ones there, exactly. And then Benfica came and like really like put some money into it, and then they're about to run up the titles just like they do with the men's league. So we're cooked. Yeah, that's it. That's my rant.
Fair enough. Chris, did you want to take us through any modalities news you've got?
Basketball. You know, I mentioned they've been playing a little bit better recently for sure. Great win in midweek for Europe Cup. They were in third in the group. They beat the team in second, so they leapfrogged them. There's 1 game left now, so you know they can, if they win, they can go through, right? They control their own destiny. So going into the last game, so that's pretty sweet. Handball lost today against the top team in the group by 1. I was looking at the scoring summary, and it just seemed like we were down by 1, 2, 3 the whole game. We kept it close the whole game, but we were literally down the entire time, and we ended up losing by 1. It's like a 8 or 10 team group. Top 2 go through to the round of quarterfinals, and then the next 4 go into the round of 16. So we're pretty firmly looking like we're going to be in that spots 3 through 6 like last year, because 1 and 2 are starting to pull away now. So that's really the only note from that. All wins in the domestic competitions this week for the main pavilion sports, I guess you could say: handball, hockey, basketball, futsal. Leões Porto Salvo still leading the way in futsal. Sporting in third. Let's see how long they can keep it going for, but good for them. I hope they get the top seed, but I don't know. It's a long season in futsal, and then it's just for seeding in the playoffs. So maybe we need a big 3. We need a new big third team in the futsal league, right?
I thought maybe Braga was gonna
Braga's kind of had a little moment, but we'll see.
Porto's now in the 2nd division of futsal, right? Or is that something else that I'm thinking of?
Women. You're thinking of
women. Oh, women's. Yeah, I'm thinking of
Bro, they have 350 goals in the league this season so far.
Crazy.
They win every game 24-0, 26-0.
Damn.
8-0. Like every game is just that. And yeah, I think I was because I like the RTP just like plays randomly at work when sometimes I'm standing there just looking at it, and it was like, yeah, it was like they had like 300 something odd goals this season. I was like, what the
They're only in November. That's crazy. They're definitely gonna hit some sort of record.
Dude, they're gonna hit like 3K.
Yeah, at this pace, if they keep up this pace,
scorer is gonna have like 180 goals, bro.
God damn, where are they finding these chicks, bro? Holy, god damn.
But yeah, I don't think I have anything else. I think I touched on everything.
Yeah, fair enough. I don't have anything else. Unless you guys have anything else to cover?
I'm Gucci.
Cool. I guess we'll call it there. Shout out to Richard who couldn't be with us today, but I know he's in the chat. So shout out to you, Richard. You can follow Danny there. You can follow Chris there, myself there, and of course on all podcast platforms and social media, all things Alvalade. We will see you probably in 2 weeks. Believe we've got a league game against Estrella and then Champions League against Club Bruges, I want to say.
We have a Tasa game too next weekend.
Oh, is it a Tasa game then Club Bruges? I think.
Yeah, against Mariennes or some shit like that.
Yeah, Richard very kindly made us a schedule, so I can. Yeah, Mariennes in the round of 16, and then Club Bruges in the Champions League. I believe they're following sort of weekday. So yeah, we'll probably be back next Tuesday or Wednesday. But yeah, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Peace.